This is not another video that teaches you breathing exercises that you have no initiative to practice. But what I am here to tell you is that breathing alone and the way that you are doing it could very well be the reason why you continue to have anxiety and panic attacks. Now, if you suffer with anxiety and panic disorder, then you probably don't even realize that you are breathing incorrectly, but you probably are. Now, when your fight or flight mode is active inside your body, especially when you're having anxiety, your breathing tends to move higher up into your chest cavity. Now, that's a natural reaction because your body is gearing up for shorter breathing to fight or run away. But when you are not fighting or running away, this breathing pattern, this natural breathing pattern, is actually detrimental to your health. See, when you are breathing shallow, a lot of very negative things are happening inside your body, and it is directly associated to the fact that you are actually becoming oxygen deprived and you are backing up carbon dioxide in your bloodstream. This can cause those feelings of bewilderment, brain fog, weakness. It can send you into hyperventilation. So breathing improperly actually directly increases your anxiety and could be the very reason why you keep on getting sent into full-blown panic attacks. So I didn't look up all these specialized breathing techniques. As I started off the video saying, for me myself, and I'm sure a lot of you as well, you just won't stick with it. You know, you don't feel like counting to this, holding your breath for this long. And you know, breathing exercises, while they're good and they're helpful, the breathing exercise in itself is not natural breathing. See, they're teaching you something that's up here because you're down here, and eventually you're gonna settle into that middle where you're supposed to be. But if you want to breathe naturally and normally, then you should feel yourself when you're breathing. You should feel it in your stomach, and you should actually feel your stomach expanding and your chest expanding as your lungs take that air in. So the only thing I want to really help you with today is help you become breathing aware. Because you have to realize in those moments of high anxiety that something as simple as your breathing can have such a huge effect on the outcome of your anxiety attack. So let me tell you what I did, and I hope that it's something that will work for you. What I did is I took an opportunity for a day that I was traveling to work, and I had a pretty far ride. It took me about an hour to get there. So for the entire hour that I was traveling to work, and for the entire hour that I was traveling home after work, I just focused on my breathing and making sure I was doing it correctly, breathing into my belly, feeling everything expand, you know, not taking short breaths, not seeing my, you know, as I'm breathing in and out, seeing my shoulders move up and down. I just wanted to take all that air I was getting and get it down to my stomach and really feel my lungs expand. So don't use this specific counting technique I'm about to tell you, because this isn't even really a counting technique. I was not counting as I was breathing. Simply what I did was, as I said, you know, I became aware of what felt comfortable to be doing. So the way that worked out for me is I would breathe in to my stomach and let my stomach expand for approximately 3 seconds. Just a nice, slow, steady breath. Not too slow, like again, as I said, comfortable, natural. So I breathed in for 3 seconds and then I would let that air back out. And as I said, kind of the way it worked out for me was 3 seconds in, 5 seconds out, and there would be maybe a second after that 5 where I wouldn't really do anything. I would just kind of, I guess my body would find comfort in letting all that carbon dioxide out that I just had. So when I continued breathing, like I said, it was basically 3, 5, 1. But again, this is not a counting technique. You know, don't, if it works for you, great, but that's not what I'm trying to teach you here. It's simply what I want you to do is understand that if you're not breathing properly and you're anxious and you're stressed and you're tense and you're tight, you're not breathing deep enough. And that is what's triggering extra symptoms, you know, along with your anxiety attacks and your panic attacks. So, like I said, I spent an entire hour and then another entire hour later on that day just doing that. You know, and like I said, since I was driving, I didn't have anything else going on. I had nothing, you know, making me get up and move around. I was just sitting in the car. So I took that opportunity to practice, technically practice. And because of those 2 hours of that one day that I practiced just breathing normally, or at least what felt normal to me, I completely got rid of a problem that I had with my anxiety, and that was the actual breathing awareness. I became so aware of my breathing that I focused so much on it that it became one of those things that I couldn't pull myself out of it. You know, my mind was just stuck on breathing, and I was afraid of it because it felt like it was getting labor intensive because I was experiencing it all the time. But don't be scared of being aware of your breathing. You know, that was actually just an anxiety trigger for me that I was able to overcome when I learned how to breathe properly. And you'll know that you're doing it right because when you breathe normally, you're actually taking in more oxygen than you are used to. And so what happens, you might find yourself, you know, getting lightheaded. That was the main thing for me. That's when I definitely knew that it was working for me, is that I felt really lightheaded because I was getting much more oxygen into my body and letting a lot of that carbon dioxide actually get back out. So if you're practicing deep breathing and belly breathing and you start to feel lightheaded, good. So I haven't had a panic attack since July of 2021. And right now, as I'm recording this, it's January 2022. So I've gone a half a year without a panic attack. And I directly attribute my progress recently to the fact that I've learned to breathe better. And I've become conscious of my breathing. And I know when I'm doing it wrong and when it's exacerbating other symptoms of anxiety. So getting the breathing under control has made a huge impact on my anxiety all around. So if you struggle with anxiety, that is my challenge to you. Be it right now, this moment, as soon as you're done watching the video, as you're scrolling YouTube, if you find yourself doing nothing, practice breathing. And don't, like I said, don't practice all these different techniques and these ways of doing it. Don't count. You know, like I said, I wasn't really counting when I said my 3-5-1 technique. That's just what worked for me and felt comfortable for me. So maybe that'll help give you a little guidance to what you should be looking forward to doing and what technique you're going to use. But bottom line, just breathe, let your chest expand, let your stomach expand to a point where it feels comfortable. And like I said, you might feel a little lightheaded, and that's a sign that you're probably doing it correctly. And once you get back to breathing comfortably for your own body, that's what you need to focus on. Just focus on breathing naturally for you. If breathing exercises have worked for you in the past, leave a comment down below. Let everybody else know. If you're going to accept this challenge that I've given to you in an attempt to improve your anxiety symptoms, leave a comment down below. Let me know how excited you are to start it. Come back to this video in a week, let another comment. Let me know if it worked for you, because you're letting not just me, but everybody else who sees this video know as well. And you might be able to help somebody else if they are able to learn from your experience through your own words. We're going to be anxiety-free in 2022. The sooner we start on this, the better. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching this one.